Our next presenter has spent the last 2 decades as a creature and concept designer. From Avatar to Star Trek and Cloverfield, Tron, Super 8, and more, his designs have inspired and terrified the masses. While he's known for being a judge for 10 seasons on Sci-Fi's Face Off, he's also responsible for honoring the legacy of the great H.R. Giger through his work on Prometheus and Alien Covenant. Giger's xenomorph designs for the Alien franchise was constructed so perfectly that 4 decades later, it's still deeply disturbing and relevant and very sexy, very erotic. Please welcome Neville Page.
I blame Nicole for the tie. She said, dress up. It's an incredible privilege that we as concept designers get to participate in the entertainment industry, namely because of something I've observed just tonight and today, and that is we get to touch the world. We truly do. And there's a responsibility, I feel, that goes with that. But more importantly is something I've observed tonight, and that is, have you noticed the faces of the concept designers receiving the awards? Have you paid attention to it? All colors, all races. There's no boundaries. You know, Doctors Without Borders, Artists Without Borders are what we are. And today, more than ever, we must acknowledge the fact that we as artists don't care what your orientation is, what your color is, what your preferences are. None of that matters. And I feel so proud to be part of a group of people that embrace it all. That has nothing to do with my speech. It's just something I've observed, and it's a wonderful thing that we get to be a part of. So keep doing what you're doing, keep changing, and keep sharing the love with your amazing artwork. It's really an amazing thing to stand up here presenting an award to this particular individual because of how much I've been inspired by them. But I want to kind of point out something, and that is through the ages, artists unconsciously have created a look that is appropriate for the time, an aesthetic that is an era, a movement, if you will. And artisans find themselves fitting into a style that is timely. Baroque, Renaissance, medieval, whatever you want to see the category as, etc., all those movements are so specific and such a very identifiable style created by individual artists. They're the byproduct of a collective consciousness, if you will. And these designers, who many I can only imagine, wanted to be a breakout individual artist. I mean, don't we all want to be individual in some form of our art? We aspire for that individuality. We want to have a look. We want to make a mark. We want to be iconic, which is a noble aspiration that is rarely achieved. Cut to a modest, classically reclusive artist in the Swiss town of Zurich, doing his very, very own thing. Techniques that were brand new, themes that were brand new, designs that were brand new. All this culminating into images so unique that his art was definitely not everyone's cup of tea. And that is kind of the point of this particular individual. Hans Ruedi Giger, he's a standalone, unique artist. He was not concerned at all about the right cup of tea. And if you know his work, I think you might even say he doesn't even like tea. That's how distinct it was. But he wasn't concerned with satisfying the client. He was only concerned with his specific and unwavering vision. And that's not easy to do in the world of entertainment when you're working for the man. think of this. Giger owns a look. He described it as biomechanical. I think we all know this, and we all love it. But if you try to emulate his style, it will never be yours. It will always be his, which in a way is an honor regardless. So you're either a copyist, a plagiarist, or, it's not a word, but an homagist. It should be a word. Having worked on Prometheus, I got to play in his sandbox and be an homagist, which was an incredible treat. So how rare is that, to be so unique at your craft that you have cornered the market on an aesthetic? I can't think of a more deserving artist to receive this. A man who, to many of us, is our hero, our inspiration and aspiration in so many ways. And accepting the award is Till Nuvak, an award-winning filmmaker and concept artist based in Los Angeles, who has been most fortunate to be a close personal friend of the Giger family. Till.
To have been asked by Carmen Giger to accept this award on her and Hans-Ruedi Giger's behalf. To give you a little context, I met the Gigers in 2007 over a salad. That salad was an illustration that I made showing his alien made of vegetables. And I was afraid he would hate it, but he liked it enough to put it up as a poster in one of his bathrooms and made me become a friend of the family. And that led to a couple of really fun collaborations, like his agent acting as a crazy scientist in one of my short films called The Centrifuge Brain Project. But knowing him, getting to know him and his life, I think I finally understood what's the secret behind the strength of his art. And I think it is that it's not made up. It's not a fantasy, a conceptualized fantasy. It is from his inner self. It's actually real inside of him. And that, I think his generosity to let the world in on his subconscious is the great gift that he gave to us as the artist community, and made his creation so unique. I have a little letter here from Carmen to deliver to you. So I'm the messenger. And I can't deliver it in her beautiful voice, but I have a strong accent, so that makes it a little representative. Dear esteemed members of the Concept Art Association, I feel incredibly happy and deeply honored that your association has decided to grant one of its very first Lifetime Achievement Awards to my beloved late husband, H.R. Giger. That Hans-Ruedi and his work remain remembered and revered is of substantial significance for us, who were closest to him. H.R. Giger's creative path was not always an easy one, particularly in parts of the country where he was born. It is thus even more significant to us all that the exceptional quality of his work is still being recognized all across the globe over 5 years after he has passed on. I know beyond any doubt that this award would have made him feel very proud and delighted, and I'm thanking you on his behalf and on behalf of his inner circle of friends for granting him such an extraordinary honor. With warmest regards from Zurich, Carmen Giger. Thank you very much.